Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of the Kcca Fc TV show. It is season 2, episode 24 of the Kcca Fc TV show. And this one will be talking everything the 47th edition of this year's Stanbic Uganda Cup, because all the focus now changes from the StarTimes Uganda Premier League and onto the Stanbic Uganda Cup. We have the players and also the fans speaking ahead of this game between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club, and a lot more on the show, guys, tonight. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. You and I are definitely walking this journey together. Now, to start it off everything KCCA FC this week, the fans leadership, together with the committee that was in charge of drafting the new constitution for the football club, that is for the fans, are just making it better and also changing a little things inside the constitution. That committee, together with the fans leadership, handed over the draft constitution to the KCCA FC management, led by the CEO Anisha Muhozi. And then what happens after then will be the management going through that, and then finally the board will have to either verify everything that is inside that constitution, and then the constitution will become a working document. That is, everything inside there will be valid after the board endorsing everything inside there. So that event happened at the MTN Omondi Stadium. So I was able to be part of that event. Most of you were not able to be part of it. So in case you missed this one, most of you who missed it, this is what exactly unfolded as the fans leadership, together with the committee that was in charge of drafting and bettering the old constitution for the fans, that is for the KCCA FC fans, as they were handing over that draft constitution to the KCCA FC management. Have a look.
This opportunity to serve the club in different capacity by reviewing the constitution of the funds, and were given terms. As stated by the president, we had our membership comprising of Mr. Tanas Sungla, who is the chairperson. We had Mr. Muhammad Sebi, we had Mr. Clyde, and together with this team, we were able to review. And briefly, I'll take you through how we performed this task. Following our appointment, we had a series of meetings by way of consultation. We consulted the fans club executive, that includes the different branches. We had consultative meetings with the club administration, the CEO, and the management team. We also had an engagement with the directors of the football club, as a way of trying to understand and appreciate the motivation of reviewing the constitution that was in existence.
The committee was also given another task, another voluntary task of coming up with a code of conduct, fans code of conduct. As fans, I believe that will be the first in Uganda. I've never heard of any team having a fans code of conduct. We need to behave. Yes, we are supporting football, but we need to behave. We need to be the go-to fans. Anyone would want to associate with us. So how would we do that? We need to be organized.
So I'd like to say thank you for all the times that you made, for all the time you set aside, and it was very, very beautiful. And I know that at the end of the day, when this is done and dusted, I believe you will be proud to sit back and say, I had a break. Some of those things you cannot put onto them, okay? So there is that satisfaction that comes up with when the team wins the trophy. You know, you can never equate, you can never put the price tag on it. So I'd like to say that your efforts are not in vain. As much as you thank you for giving your time, whether there on the market or being here. seeing the first completion. We are very, very grateful.
As far as this process is concerned, I think it is going to be very essential in making our fans club become a strong pillar of the club. The pillar has the club of the management, the club of the technical wing, and then the fans should be the third strong pillar in building our Kcca FC. It's good that the team has been able to look at the existing constitution and that they have been able to consult widely in ensuring that they realize the gaps, and we are hopeful that the gaps have been fixed. And at the end of the process, when the management finally gets us back the final copy, we are hopeful that our fans this time will be happy with the document. For sure, there are a lot of questions, a lot of challenges. The constitution was so academic. The existing constitution had a lot of things that we do not fit in well with the way our fans are generally, those of the old and the new. But now that the two have been bridged, I think we're happy that we're going to get something that will make us make progress.
Now guys, that's exactly what happened. Just like I told you, as the fans leadership, together with the committee that was in charge of drafting that constitution, making it better, because the fans have always had a constitution, but a few things need to change in there, and a draft was handed over to the Kcca Fc management because the fans subscribe to Kcca Fc, and Kcca Fc is run by that management, headed by the CEO, who will later take that document to the board that governs the football club, and then what happens after will be endorsing that document, and it will get to operate, or it will become a working document. So top stuff from the fans leadership, and shout out to everybody part of the fans leadership. Also, everyone was part of that committee that drafted that constitution that was handed to the management of Kcca Fc. Now guys, last week on Sunday, Kcca Fc won 2-0 against Chetme Football Club. We showed you the highlights. That was on episode 23 last weekend, that's last Sunday. We also showed you the reactions from some of the players and the coach of Kcca Fc, Mr. Mole Biekwaso. But we took to our Twitter and we carried out a poll, and where we asked that after the 2-0 win against Chetme Football Club, who do you pick as your Cinemax Acacia man of the match? The winner will get a pair of tickets to watch a movie at a Century Cinema. Remember, Century Cinema are partners of Kcca Fc. And 4 players made that poll. That is Gift Ali Abubakar, Samuel Senyonjo, who scored a worldie of a goal, those that were able to watch the highlights last weekend on the Kcca Fc TV show. And then Musa Hassan, who played as a left back in that one, set up that goal for Samuel Senyonjo. And then lastly, Julius Poloto, who was also named the MTN man of the match just shortly after that game. So this is how the poll happened. Gift Ali got 34%, Samuel Senyonjo got 23%, Musa Hassan got 6%, and Julius Poloto got 37%. And that means Julius Poloto was the winner of this poll, and he will be getting a pair of movie tickets to go and watch a movie of his choice at Century Cinema. I told you Century Cinema are partners. That is, they are located at Acacia Mall and also at Metroplex. So top stuff, Mr. Julius Poloto, who also has now 4 goals since coming back from injury, the assistant captain for KCCA Football Club. So that's all about the poll that happened last week. Guys, we'll be taking a break, and when we return, we still have a lot more on the Kcca Fc TV show. Just don't move away. Now, welcome back from that break. Just like I told you, we still have a lot more on the Kcca Fc TV show. Now, those that happen to have missed last week's Times Uganda Premier League game on Wednesday, the game that was abandoned, just to give you the whole story. Now, on Wednesday, Kcca Fc traveled to Bombo to play UPDA Football Club in game day 25. that is of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. And that game, just like I told you, was supposed to be at Bombo. So that game kicked off at exactly 4 p.m. Now, 7 minutes into the game, the rain started just shortly before kickoff. And just 7 minutes into the game, you could hardly even see your neighbor. That meant that the referee had to call off the game. Obviously, he had to consult his colleagues, the fourth official and other match officials around. Plus, also speaking to the referee assessor who was available on the day. So the referee had to call off the game, and the game was postponed to Thursday, that is the next day, at 10:30 a.m. I remember the other one had to be at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, so the game was postponed to 10:30 a.m. So KCCA FC had to go back home, and so was UPDA Football Club. And now on Thursday, both clubs made it again to Bombo, that is at Bombo Military Grounds, where the game was. And the game kicked off starting from the 8th minute. And now UPDA Football Club took an early lead that was from Brian Kayanja, who slotted home a penalty after Gift Ali handed in the box. And the referee had to point at the penalty spot, and UPDF got a penalty which they scored. And then just at the stroke of halftime, because after 45 minutes, 2 minutes were added in the first half of that game. And then Julius Poloto made a very good run, cut, and then had to dribble past one of his markers that was trying to and follow him up, I mean, just to stop him from scoring. And then he had a very good goal. He curled that ball in, a blinding goal from the assistant captain of the team. He keeps on getting better and better because this guy has spent close to 1.5 years out injured. Even when he comes back, he goes back. He plays about 1 to 3 games, then he goes back injured. But he was able to score a worldie of a goal, and that meant the tie had to go into halftime at 1-1. And then what happened in the second half? KCCA FC kept on asking questions. Definitely Mole Biekwaso introducing some players in this game, players like Juma Balinya coming on. We had Anaku Sadat substituted after a very nasty play from one of the former players of KCCA FC in Bernard Mwanga, who showed a high boot to the young man, that is Sadat Anaku, and injured his face. The guy had to be taken off, and then a substitution was made. Charles Wanga had to get on. We also had players like Steven Serada coming on as substitutes, and then also Kezron Chisto later on came on as a substitute. So KCCA FC kept on asking questions, and in the 90th minute, in the added time, you felt Charles Wanga had the chance to give KCCA FC the second goal. That did not happen because Yusuf Waswa, the keeper for UPDA Football Club on the day, had all the answers to the questions asked by KCCA FC. So that game ending 1-1 at Bombo Military Grounds. We caught up with the gaffer, the manager of KCCA FC, Mr. Mole Biekwaso, and also some of the players, that is Aliro Moses and Julius Poloto, who scored on the day and was awarded the Man of the Match award, that is shortly after the game. So here are the reactions from the players and also the coach of KCCA FC after this game.
Isa, careful, left side, Itamwanga!
First of all, I have to congratulate the boys. Although we didn't win the game, we picked a point. They really played well. But I was a bit frustrated by the referee, the way he officiated the game. Their midfielder would have received the red card because the way they kicked Anaku was terrible. They kicked him on the head and he just gave a yellow card. So we would have had that advantage. Maybe we would have won the game by that time.
First, maybe because of what happened yesterday, because of the rain. Such things can affect the game somehow, but I can't say that was the reason why we had to draw. Today, because the game, if it rains, it needs more of physique. So, and these people, they are so physical. But all in all, we tried our level best, what we could do. The problem came maybe when they scored their first goal. That's when maybe we were a bit disorganized, but again, we stood up, and from that moment again, we played very well. And that's what I can say about today's game.
I try to give in everything. I try to give in 100% every day, in training, in every match that I play. So I feel so happy that I was the man of the match today, and I helped the team to go back with a result. It wasn't a lose. Yeah, though we wanted to win, but we went back with 1 point, though we wanted 3 points. And so I feel happy that I've scored my third goal in the league, and I was man of the match. Yeah, it's something that motivates a lot, and I hope to do better in the next match.
I can't comment much about Mwanga. Sometimes it's those are emotions. Such situations do happen, but my worry was the moment we substituted Anaku, the team went down. We were lacking pace. He's a player who gives us space in front, so we lacked that his reaction, and we don't know whether he's going to recover on time because we have a big schedule. We're playing on Sunday and we are playing Express Kakunguru on Wednesday, so we need him to be in the team. So that's my worry.
So guys, those are the reactions from the players of Kcca FC plus the coach, Mr. Mole Viekwaso, are saying that the players, the team at Cape Town has been playing quite well. You felt they were really getting there where he wants them to play, the kind of fitness he wants them to show, and also the attitude plus the character. But then the injuries that some of his players picked up in this game, that is players like Sadata Naku, Samuel Senyonjo, also Julius Poloto got a knock. He says there could be a concern going forward because now the team is, the squad plus the season is hitting the final bend, and you feel that you need all your players, especially your important players, available as you hit the final bend. But that's what the manager thinks. You also heard it from Poloto Julius and Aliro Moses. Now guys, this evening Kcca Fc played Busoga United in game day 26 of the Star Times Uganda Premier League, and that means we have 4 games remaining in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. That is game day 27, 28, 29 and game day 30. We only play 30 games every season because we are 16 teams in the league, and the other 15 teams you've got to play each team twice, which makes 30. So we have all the highlights and the reactions from the coach and some of the players after this game. So in case you missed that game this evening between KCCA Football Club and Busoga United at the MTN Omondi Stadium, have a look.
Goal number 1 for Kcca Fc, scored by shot number 10, Juma Balinya. Goal number 2, Kcca Fc, scored by shot number 18, Charles Luanga. Goal number 1 for Busoga United, scored by shot 6, Ibrahim Ekolot.
Mazengo. Just go to the touchline, don't mind.
So guys, those are the highlights from Kcca Fc vs Busoga United. In case you missed it, you've been able to watch everything, the highlights, the reaction from the manager and the coach. We'll be taking a break, and when we return, I told you the highlight for this week is that game between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club will be happening next week on Wednesday at the Betway Mutesa 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku, the quarterfinals of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. We have everything after this break. Now welcome back from that break. In this segment, we'll be talking everything the Stanbic Uganda Cup, the 47th edition for this year's competition, and where Express Football Club will be hosting KCCA Football Club this week on Wednesday at the Betway Mutesa 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku. But first, I will tell you how all the draws for the quarterfinals went. Vipers Football Club will be hosting SC Villa. The game will be happening on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Express Football Club will host KCCA Football Club at the Betway Mutesa 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku. And then on Thursday, that is the 27th of May, Wakiso Giants will host Police Football Club. And on 28th of May, Proline Football Club will host the winner between Chigezi Homeboys and Bull Football Club at the MTN Omondi Stadium. So that is everything about the draws of the Stanbic Uganda Cup, the quarterfinals. Now the focus changes to Express Football Club versus KCCA Football Club, because that's where all our focus is. As KCCA FC, that's where our interest is. Now we'll start it off with the head-to-head between both of these clubs. In the last 23 games played between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club, Express Football Club has won only 4, while KCCA has won 10 games of the last 23. Both clubs have shared spoils 9 times. So that shows that most of the times this fixture ends in draws. And then the goals for the various teams, KCCA has scored 35 goals, while Express Football Club has scored 23 goals in the last 23 games. So they are worthy of, a goal every game they play against KCCA Football Club. And the points between both of the teams, KCCA having 39 points from the last 23 games, while Express Football Club has 21 points from the last 23 games played between, that is against KCCA Football Club. So just to give you the team news from Kcca Fc, because that's where I have all the gist in terms of everything this fixture. So Kcca Fc, some of the players that have played for Express Football Club before in Kcca Fc, we have John Revita, who we did not expect in this game. He's been part of the club's training, that is the team training, but he's not yet fit, that is in terms of everything 100% to feature into a game of this caliber, but he's able to train again. Remember, John Revita got that surgery, the knee surgery, because he got an ACL injury in January in 2020 in a game against URA Football Club. He got the surgery in June, that was 2020, shortly after things had loosened up in terms of the pandemic and COVID that had struck football in Uganda. And he spent all the time out. He was able to return to training, light training, and then he stepped up his rehabilitation and is now training fully with the team, but he's yet to get match fitness, that is 100% match fitness. So he will not be featuring in this game. He's one of the players that is in Kcca Fc and has played for Express Football Club before. He joined Kcca Fc in 2019, those that recall, and he signed a 2-year contract. And remember, in 2020, he extended this contract where he added 2 other years on this contract. So top stuff from John Revita. We wish you a very quick recovery, but he will not be participating in this one. In Express Football Club, we have players like Muzamiru Mutiaba that have played for Kcca Fc before, and this player don't shirt number 10 at Kcca Fc, still don't shirt number 10 at Express Football Club, and he played for Kcca Fc for about 6 years. And those that recall, he was thanked by the football club for the 6 years, that is the selfless service that he rendered towards Kcca Fc. He will be, hopefully he will feature for Express Football Club on the day, but he's one of the players that has featured for Kcca Fc before and is playing for Express Football Club. And also, just to give you the players available for this tie, apart from the players that have been injured for quite a while, that is players like John Revita, Musa Ramadan returned to full training. He has been missing the past games because of that injury picked up against Police Football Club, but he's returned to full team training, so it will depend to the coach whether he can feature the player against Express Football Club, that is away in Wankulukuku. Fillbert Obenchan has also just returned to light training. He injured his knee in the game against Oduparaka Football Club away in Arua. That game, KCCA FC won that game 1-0. He injured his knee and he's been out for about 3 weeks, or close to a month. So he's also just returned to a light training, so we do not expect him to feature in this game. The rest of the players, they've been a little bit of minor injuries, and they will be assessed, but at least the rest of the squad is available. So it will depend on the coach of Kcca FC to see who can be fielded against Express Football Club, that is away in Wankuluku. So we have some of the players speaking ahead of this game, and just listen to what the players think of this game, that is the quarter-final game between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club.
Bolo yange ye-10 embadde nnoonya mupiira guno eno kubanga mbadde ntuddewo nga siteeba, mbadde ntawaanyizibwa injuries, naye kinsanyusizza nkomyewo n'enteeba, so kinyongedde confidence mu mupiira oguddako, guno gumpadde ekifaananyi ky'omupiira oguddako.
Because we managed to win this game without our 3 strikers, in the names of Poroto, Sam and Anaku. They are both injured in the last game with Simba. It really changed our mindset as technical team members, but we stuck onto what we wanted, and these boys have really played well, and I thank God to help Juma Balinya to see that he's trying to come back to help the team.
Season yonna nali na settinga goal 15, so mbuzaayo goal 4. Zengenda okunoonya ennyo mipiira egiddako, so kyanyambye nenkomawo mangu. Yeah.
I'm talking defensively. Now at least we are trying our level best to defend better. Now the problem we have now is maybe how we are utilizing our chances in forward. Now we have to work on that. Because we are going away does not mean we are maybe going to play the way we are played today. It's going to be another day, and we are playing a different team. But we are going to try working on everything. We shall be given by the coach the plan, everything, and we shall make sure at least we play that game better.
We have nothing to lose and to care about so much nowadays, where we need to see players who have not been playing. We need to give them chances to see that once he's given chance in Kakungulu Cup, hope he can deliver well, and you can see now they are a bit lifting their fitness levels to see that we can take decision anytime.
Ekimpushinga nti tiimu gyensambiramu kyekisooka nti mbeera nina okukola ebintu ebirungi nange okusobola okweyongerayo, kyekyo.
So guys, those are the players of Kcca FC speaking ahead of that fixture next week on Wednesday between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club. We'll be back next week on Sunday with those highlights of what exactly happened when Express Football Club hosted Kcca FC at Wankulukuku. Now we have the fans, first of all, reacting to the game that happened this evening between KCCA Football Club and Busoga United. And then after, the same fans give their expectations ahead of that game next week between Express Football Club and KCCA Football Club, where they also give their predictions. So listen to the fans as they give their take.
Kumpira kwa UPDF ndowooza twalirayikira okuguwangula, naye obunafu basimanyi bujje bwava bakuwa mutendesi bakuba basambi baffe nga abasambi ba KCCA. Naye ogwa leero performance ebadde nti eryawo yanjawulo, naye basobodde okuguwangula omupiira gwa leero. Naye nze nga bwe ndabye fayini bagamba tulina kigendererwa. Ekigendererwa kiwe kiri nga ttiimu ng'enene esigala ttiimu enene. Kanzi ttiimu nene, buli mwaji manti ttiimu nene. Ffe tujja wano okulaba omupiira tujja kutema ki win, si draw, si maliri, si kutukuba. Era nze ku mupiira gwa Vipers najja wano nga nze kulaba win, naye nga naddeyo si bulungi. Naye omupiira gwa leero fayini nze ne mumativu tuwangudde. Ate mu gye tuwangudde badde erina kyegendera okutusinga. Bagenda gisalako, ffe tulina kigendera ssaawa zino. for Super 8 jetulwalira sawa zino KCCA okusaba mu Super 8 sigadde tujja bisanga mu season edyako.
Emipiira gye tusambye gino ebiri tetubadde mu bubi nnyo kuba guli omupiira gwasooka gwa UPDF enkuba yatuteteganyaamu nekiba nga kiteteganyamu katono ku ttiimu ate ne tukeera omupiira gwa ku makya nnyo nsuubira kwawe result teyali mbi. Ku maki ya leero tusambye bulungi nnyo era atabadde ku kisaawe tasobola kitegeera nti golo tukubye 3 zokka kuba tubadde tusobola n'okukuba ezisukkawo. Serwadda abadde very phenomenal gye bamuwadde osamba asambye bulungi nnyo awangudde emipiira mingi nnyo. I think for me yasingidde cause abadde very best in the midfield. Then okuza gift ani Iguma emabega wali eri it is adding confidence in the back line and Magambo abadde mulungi nnyo bwedda akola zirani awo yatuwangulidde ne free kick evuddeko goal Balinya gy'ateebye. I think if we give the coach time obudde obulungi abazanyi tubalina ekirungi baana bato the team is going to perform well next season.
Coming into this game against Busoga United, a win at home gives us confidence as we play against Express FC. It's not an easy side, but I know it's a fixture we can negotiate. I am happy that our strikers Rwanga and Balinya have scored today. I know to give them confidence going into our Stanbic Uganda Cup against Express.
Kumpira kwa Express nganze tata twina nze ndu convinced kumpira gwa Express ne kazo mu Uganda Cup oguwangula nsonga eryemu tegera tufiira ko lwensonga erina kye tuwagalako naffe kubanga kase tulemerako ku Uganda Cup nafe tuwadde mbogiremerako kuki kulijo mpira ogusalako kikopo ana kitwala era ogwo mpira yinza obutatufiirako nga bulijjo tugenda kwangula omupiira ogwo goals nga 2 kwemu.
I know Coach More plays more of a defensive game and I want to see it more at Wankulukuku, and then we should play an open game at Lugogo and I know we'll end the game as victorious.
According to match gye tuddako ku Wednesday Wankulukuku nze nsuubira tugenda goba omupiira ogwo bulungi nnyo kuba performance ya tiimu eya leero if we maintain tetuganya Express eri ku form nungi nnyo bagoba emipiira omandawe naye nsuubira if we maintain this is a big club we can go and get the result. Ekirungi ekiriwo nti all our eyes are on that cup. Tuba tugenda kuwangula omupiira ogwo if we trust the players and trust the coach too. I predict a 2-1 win.
I want to say we are going to win that game 1-0 at Wankulukuku, and we will finish the whole game at Lugogo in another 1-0. 2-0 on aggregate.
Guys, that's it from the fans giving their expectations ahead of Express Football Club vs Kcca Fc, that game that will happen on Wednesday at the Betway Mutesa 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku. They also gave their predictions of how they expect this game to unfold, that is in terms of everything, the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Now that wraps up this week's show. Remember, we told you that this week the fans leadership together with that committee that was in charge of drafting and bettering the constitution for the fans handed over that draft to the Kcca Fc management, and what happens from then on going forward will be the Kcca Fc management together with the board of Kcca Fc making sure they endorse and allow this document become a working document, that is the constitution for the funds that will govern all the funds of KCCA Football Club. We also gave you the highlights from the games that we played last week against UPDF Football Club, and also the game that we played this evening against Busoga United Football Club at the MTN Omondi Stadium. And we also told you that next week on Wednesday, all the focus changes now from the Star Times Uganda Premier League and to the Stanbic Uganda Cup, and KCCA Fc will be hosted by Express Football Club at the Betway Mutesa 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku. And that wraps up everything about episode 24. Next week, we'll be back with episode 25. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. Have a good night.